Hello, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are making spinach stew, or you can call it contemporary stew. We don't have contemporary here, so I usually use spinach for my contemporary stew. This stew is all seafood. If you want to know how I made this yummy, delicious goodness, stay tuned. Thank you to all my lovely subscribers. Wow, we are growing so fast. We are already almost at 10k. And I promised to do a live chat with the 10k, so stay tuned. Check my community and then I'll keep you posted as to when I'll do the live chat so that you can ask me any question that you have. As I do always, let me introduce the ingredients and I'll also leave it in the description box down below. A warm welcome to my kitchen. This is Lami Cooks. I have here my spinach, my squid. I also have some koobi here, or salted dried tilapia, and I also have here my fresh fish. This type of fish, we call it kofa here. I've washed it with lemon. I also have some palm oil, some onions, garlic and ginger, some peppers and tomatoes, some tomato paste. I also have some momoni as well. I have 2 of those. If you don't have that, you can use anchovies. I have some dried mixed herbs, some salt to taste, and then some shrimp tablet as well. And then finally I have some agushi or agusi, I don't know how you want to call it. I always like to prep everything before I start cooking, so let's go ahead and start prepping our ingredients. I'll peel my garlic, ginger and then my onions, blend them together, and I'll use it to steam the fresh fish. I'm using these 3 and the mixed herbs to steam my fish. However, you can use any other spice that you want. I'll add some water, blend it and set it aside, and go ahead and prep my onions and my tomatoes for the stew. I'll blend the pepper and the tomatoes also together. The pepper is to your taste. If you want it very spicy, you can add more pepper. I'll go ahead and season my squid with half a tablet of the shrimp seasoning and then some salt to taste. I'll go ahead and steam my fish. This type of fish is called kofa here. I don't know if it has another name, but it's kofa. So I'm adding my blended onion, garlic and ginger, and then the mixed dried herbs, and then some salt to taste. I'll let it steam and I'll check in between later on. My fish has begun to boil, so I'll quickly check it and give it a stir so that all the spices can reach everywhere. And as you can see, I'm doing it very carefully because you know fresh fish can break easily, so I'm very careful the way I'm stirring it. It's been 10 minutes. I'll check on my fish and it's all done. It's fresh, so it doesn't take that long to cook. I'll put it off fire and let it cool down so it's easy for me to break it apart and remove the bones. I'm going to prep my fish by removing the bones and the little pin bones in it, and make sure I get everything out. Especially if you're cooking for your whole family and you have kids around, you want to make sure you remove all the bones from the fish because it can be a bit irritating when you're eating and you keep picking out fish bones. So I'm going to separate everything. If you want, you can remove the skin as well, but this fish, the skin is good, so I'll just leave it on. I'll also keep the stock, the fish stock, to be used later in the stew. I'll go ahead now and prep my agusi. I have washed it thoroughly and picked the bad ones out. I'll add a little bit of water and blend it until smooth. Once you have everything prepped, cooking is so fast, you finish in no time. This is how I usually cook. I make sure I prep everything down so that it's easy for me when I start cooking. So I'm going to chop my spinach and then prep it down as well. Now that I'm done chopping my spinach, I'll add some hot water to the spinach to soften it and as well to use it to wash the spinach. I'll let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes and then I'll add some cold water to stop the cooking process. It usually comes with sand, so doing this helps you wash it properly. I usually will use a sieve so that all the sand will just run through the holes, and then I'll just put it under running water to further wash it well, squeeze out all the water and keep it aside. Now that my prep is all done, let's go ahead and start cooking. So to my hot pot, I'll add my palm oil and then I'll add the washed and cleaned koobi. I soak the koobi for about 20 minutes to get some of the saltiness out. I'll fry it for about 3 to 5 minutes on each side, and then once done, I'll remove it from the oil. Once my koobi is done, I'll go ahead and add my momoni. I sliced some onions and tomatoes earlier, which I didn't show in the ingredients list. So I'll go ahead and add the sliced onions and then cook it for about a minute or two. And then once the onions begin to soften up, I'll go ahead and then add the tomatoes. I'll let it cook for about 2 to 3 minutes until it is soft. I'll cover it so it helps it soften faster. I'll now add my chopped onions and then let it cook for about another minute, and then add the blended tomatoes and peppers. I'll also add about a tablespoon of tomato paste just to help everything bind together. You can leave it out if you want. The stew has cooked down now, so I'll go ahead and add the squid and then I'll cover it to cook for another 5 minutes. I'll check and stir after 2 minutes, and then I'll go ahead and add the fish stock we saved earlier. Remember, I saved some fish stock from this fish that I steamed? Yes, I'll go ahead and add it now to the stew. After cooking for 2 minutes, I'll now go ahead and add my blended agushi. Now, I like my agushi to form lumps, which I like biting into it, so I put it in without stirring initially. So I'll just add my agushi in the stew without stirring. I'll cover it and let it cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. When it has just begun to form, then I'll then stir it. Oh my, look at that. Look at how the agushi has formed. Yummy, delicious goodness. Have you liked this video yet? Wait a minute, are you actually subscribed? If not, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please click on the like button and then please subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your notification so that anytime I upload a video, you'll be the first person to be notified. I will let it cook down until the water has reduced, and look at that. Oh, yummy, delicious. Now at this stage, remember I used only half of the shrimp tablet. I'll add the other half now. And then I'll go ahead and add the fish. Now once you introduce the fish in the stew, be careful the way you stir it. I'm stirring it slowly and gradually from the bottom. That's why I'm using actually a wider pan, so it's easier to stir, because this fish, it is although firm, but because it's fresh, it breaks easily. So you want to be careful when stirring it so it doesn't break in your stew. After letting the fish cook for a while so that all the flavors can get combined in the stew, it's now time to add the spinach. Look at how green that spinach looks. Yum, yum, yum. I'm being careful while stirring it so that I don't break the fish. At this stage, the stew is almost ready, because you know the spinach is half cooked already. So it's not going to stay too long on fire. I'm just going to make sure it's all well mixed and then cook it for another 2 minutes. Then I'll introduce that, I call it a secret ingredient. I don't know if you've tried this before. Your spinach stew with beans. It is so delicious. If you've not tried it, give it a try. I'll let this cook for about 2 minutes and then we'll check on it later. I'll now check my stew for seasoning. Remember, I did not season it throughout the cooking process, but then I seasoned my squid and then the fish, and then I added the stock. So at this stage, I'll taste and then check my seasoning. It needs a little bit more of salt, so I'll correct that and give it a stir. I'm using canned red kidney beans today. I'll quickly wash it with running water because I don't like the liquid that it comes with, and then I'll add it to my stew. Now if you don't have the red kidney beans, it's fine and it's okay to use your regular normal black eye beans. Just cook it on the side and then add it at this stage. Remember the koobi I fried earlier? Yes, I'll add it at this stage. Already the beans is cooked and the koobi is cooked, so I'll just let it cook through for another 2 to 5 minutes and the stew is done. Serve it with your yam, your plantain, your rice. Listen, I eat this with kenkey as well. Yes, it is very delicious. If you've not tried it, give it a try. Thank you so much for watching this video till now. Don't forget to follow me on my social media handles on Instagram and on Facebook at Lami Cooks. And don't forget to share my videos. Until I come your way again with another yummy delicious recipe, stay safe. See ya. Bye.